everyone. Welcome to QuickScope Podcast, brought to you by Higher Passion Entertainment. We're your hosts, Kiros, Boots, and Serge, and we're here to talk about our passion, video games. So we have a special Halloween episode for you today, where we're going to talk about our favorite scary games and zombie games and even zombie modes. But before we get into that part, we're going to take a quick look at some new gaming news. So just in, I think as of last week, Google Stadia creative director tweeted that streamers should pay for licensing of games. This has caused a lot of backlash, as you can imagine, especially on Twitter, everyone going off on the creative director. What do you guys think about this? What do you guys think about him saying that streamers should pay for licensing of games to be able to stream them online?
I don't know. I think it's a little bit of obnoxious, I guess, of a thought because you really think about it. How many games have come because of streamers promoting such games? I mean, Among Us could be one of those games that could be in that, that would never probably people would never know about if they never streamed it. These people are giving exposure to their games. They're bringing them money just as much as they are helping the creators. They're also helping the streamers, so it's just yeah, it warrants a backlash. And it's a little bit weird that a creative director for a a game provider, is saying these kind of comments. Definitely.
I mean, um, yeah, like I said, like Serge touched on, like there's a lot of games out there that I wouldn't have known if they weren't like on the streaming platform and stuff like that. There's a lot of like little streamers that they're trying to make this like a living or a hobby and stuff like that, and then to pay extra to stream, I think that's pretty dumb. I don't think a lot of people would do it unless you're like really, because who knows how much they could charge. You could charge you $5 every hour that you stream or something like that. Like who knows if they actually went through with that. I mean, it could be like it could be a failure for sure from the start.
It's crazy to see that because um there's so many streamers that rely on this, and they even got hit by like DMCA strikes recently again. So I mean, just what was it, like 3 months ago they got hit by a DMCA, and now it happened again. And I saw streamers like XQC like saying like I've literally had to just erase my whole catalog of like all previous videos, vlogs, and just because it was too much for them to go back and look at everything. And this is just gonna be another layer on top of that. It's just I mean, it's gonna suck for to be a streamer to have to then pay to play these games. I mean, I don't think it's gonna happen, but at the same time, like, I mean, Google Stadia that's a big name in gaming right now, and there's a lot of hype around it. So him saying that is gonna be interesting to see what other big companies say, especially Amazon, who owns Twitch, right? Like, what do you guys think? Like, is there gonna be like anything solved from this DMCA madness, and then in conjunction with this, that they're saying that, oh, let's have the games be purchased to copyright it out too.
I don't know, man. I guess that people are a little bit on the edge right now. Um, there's just a lot of I mean, a lot of people everyone's trying to make their money right now, especially with a pandemic going on. It seems like everyone's trying to find an edge how to make more money. So, um, who knows what comes out of this, but it seems like, the industry, sadly, gaming industry is fighting back against streamers and a lot of these people that are putting their games out there. But, especially with that, the I think that's a problem with this, that they think people seeing this are saying that, like, someone in power should not at a gaming company like this, like Google Stadia, a big company like this, should not be saying these things, because then that reflects on a lot of these companies and what their GMs or their direct creative directors or whatever whoever's in power there has these kind of thoughts, and it's gonna trickle down to their company.
That's true. I mean, that makes a lot of sense. Um, I mean, if you had to pay, or I could ask you, Boost, and you stream so much, like if you would have to pay to play like a game like Apex, like $5 a month, do you think you would do it at this point? No. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I mean, it's gonna. Hopefully, this doesn't happen. But even now, it's already DMCA strikes are already getting a lot of people to stop playing, honestly, and to stop streaming. So hopefully that gets resolved. And I've seen a lot of people trying to find ways around it. Like I don't know if you know Heller, the YouTuber. He uh he created this thing called Stream Beats. So he like finds artists that won't pay or that have royalty free music, and they agree to put it on his playlists, and you can use his playlist while you're playing. Things like that. So that's how helping out with the DMCA part of it. But if they start charging to get games going on there and just showing them,
Yeah,
that's a bit much.
it's almost like you're pushing people too far to where they're gonna have no option but just to go find another route, right? They're gonna find
Yeah,
another option, another route. Like you said, they're finding royalty free music or um, a lot of these different routes that they're gonna be able to find. They're gonna go for it because if they don't like what's coming out of these companies, then they're just gonna find another way. So
yeah.
I don't know.
Uh,
It's interesting for sure.
Yeah. And it's important to remember that one of the reasons that Mixer failed was because they were being hit with so much like legal stuff right
Yeah,
off the bat that Microsoft pulled the plug. They're just like, this is too much work for us
yeah,
to be investing into. So at what point is Amazon going to say the same thing?
yeah,
Like, what if Amazon just one day is like, this, we're not making enough money on Twitch. We're making more money elsewhere. We're going to stop focusing on Twitch.
yeah,
Like, that's going to be, I mean, everyone will go to what, Facebook Gaming or YouTube. But
yeah,
even then, that's the direction it's kind of going. It's getting too much legislation. People are still trying to figure out what streaming is and
yeah.
how it fits into a creative
Right.
process, right? Like,
Yeah, it's almost too controlled. They're trying to control it too
yeah.
much to where it's gonna just cause an issue.
Yeah, I'm seeing something very similar to like early '90s when people like had all this like sampling music and their music and like, oh, this is something new, this is a new creative product, but the original people still wanted to get paid for that.
Yeah,
So we're seeing the same thing happen again, honestly. So
yeah,
hopefully we can figure this out. And because I mean, losing all those memories from a bunch of other streamers, that yeah, it really sucks for them. So yeah,
yeah,
hopefully the creative director at Google kind of starts thinking differently about that because it was a very clear backlash from gamers.
yeah,
All right, up next in gaming news, GameStop, which we've talked about on previous podcasts, they're actually kind of switching it up a bit, and they're selling select pre-owned games for $5. They're trying to get rid of their inventory at this
yeah,
point. And and there's two games on there that I wanted to touch on just because Boots has mentioned it before as being two of his favorite games of all time, and that's Deus Ex and Mass Effect are two of the games. The whole series are just $5. What do you guys think about that? Do you think this is kind of them making a last ditch effort to stay relevant, or is this pretty strategic on their part?
I think it's a smart move just because they're getting rid of the old games that they do have in stock or whatever they have, and making room for newer Xbox One games and the Series X games that are
Mm,
coming out. You know what I mean? So disc. There's a lot of people are going to buy disc, obviously, just because like it's a convenient to them. Um, and then maybe they're trying to convert into more of a digital version of GameStop and stuff like that, which they could probably do. Especially if those people don't want to put credit cards on file or stuff like
yeah,
that. There's a lot of people like that. But those two games, just in general, I know there's a lot more games that are going to be out there for sale. But for $5, have able to play Deus Ex or Mass Effect. Mass Effect is a great RPG game, and so is Deus Ex. Um, both with great stories. Characters are awesome, and I mean, like storytelling, the secondary players and all that. Like, they're awesome games, and graphics are amazing too. So I think that's cool for $5.
yeah,
yeah. I mean, I think it's great because like you said, maybe it's a last ditch effort, but it is something they have to do. They have to go digital. I mean, they have to. If they really don't, they're gonna die. as a company. Either that or completely change their formula to being, maybe an antique game shop that sells older games or something like that. Um, but yeah, at least they're trying something. Maybe it is to bring in the new games, the new generation of games. But hopefully they do go digital, or they find a way to kind of make it work where they can still make some sales along with Best Buy and a lot of these other companies, because Best Buy is not really going to go anywhere because it's an all electronic store. So maybe GameStop transitions to and they tried a lot of different routes. They tried like the collectibles route. They tried a bunch of things GameStop. So it's not that they haven't been trying. It's just they really have to find the right formula. And maybe this is the start of them getting a lot of their inventory out and just starting something new.
Yeah, I really hope GameStop turns it around because
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a big GameStop fan. Like I have
Yeah. Definitely.
memories of going to GameStop. I mean, I did GameStop tournaments when I was
Yep.
younger, and I legit I have a GameStop credit card.
Yeah.
It was one of the
I
first
had one
credit cards
before.
that I
I'm not
got.
gonna lie. The RPR,
So,
the
Yeah.
APR was so ridiculous on that though.
yep,
Yeah.
yep. But
Yeah, I
it
mean,
was like
everyone
20% off
just
games.
loved going.
Yeah.
That was the one thing you did at the mall, is always go to GameStop, check out what's in there. So
Yeah, so I know definitely they're gonna get an uplift in income right now because of the new consoles that are coming out. GameStop,
yeah,
you have to get your console somewhere. And with the new games coming out, it could be very much what you said, Boots, that they're just kind of clearing inventory to bring in the new stuff. But regardless, it's a good opportunity for us gamers just to go next time you're at the mall or you're just on the site. You can buy them online as well. And I think if you spend like $20 or something, it's free shipping. So
yeah,
definitely check it out. All right. Next on gaming news, since we were actually talking about uh, buying physical games, I wanted to talk on this. Fortnite, so a digital game, obviously, has cut its size by 60 gigs. So a lot of people have actually kind of gone back to just having the game on their console. So they actually had an uptick in downloads after they announced that the new update was actually going to be smaller, and the whole game is now smaller. So it won't take up as much room in your library, and I think that's a good thing. But on the other hand, you have Warzone that
mhm.
has gone up in gigs. It's actually now 250 gigabytes, so a quarter of
It's
a terabyte. I don't even know. I think my PlayStation is 1 terabyte. So one game would take up a
yeah,
quarter of my data. What
yeah.
what do you guys think about
Oh,
that?
that's it's insane. That's just crazy. I mean, I think the original Xbox One came with 500 gigabytes.
Yeah,
So that's
Right.
just crazy that that's half of your that's just insane. Um, just to think that the people that have Warzone, they probably don't have many other games in their library. Either that or they have to keep deleting. I know, but I have a friend that has the 500 gigabytes, and he has to keep deleting games every time he downloads games, and that's just kind of obnoxious. Like,
yeah,
if Fortnite can cut their game down to 60 gigabytes, Warzone could do a little bit of work and try, but they're Call of Duty and they're Warzone. I mean, they're Call of Duty, so Call of Duty, they kind of fit into that role of do little, I guess, because we're big. They're the big dogs, so they don't really have to do anything
Right.
to please people. So, but that's just obnoxious. Just 250 gigabytes, but that's great for Fortnite. Fortnite's always trying to find that edge.
yep,
Little edges, the little
yeah,
edge that will get them more people on their game, and it's a smart formula.
yeah.
You try to please everybody. You're not always going to please everybody, but at least you try.
Yeah, from Fortnite, I feel like it shows that they actually care about
Oh
their
yeah, of
players.
course.
They're like,
Yeah,
okay, let's try to help them out, make this smaller, make
yeah.
it cleaner, like whatever they need to do on the back end, they'll do it just to help with the little things.
Yeah, Epic's always been just, about the games and
Yeah.
the gamers and all that. So they're a
Right.
great company, and they really do. So companies should learn a lot from them.
hmm
Definitely.
So I mean, is this just Warzone that's 250 or the whole Call of Duty that's 250?
It legit said Warzone.
I believe
Because
it's just Warzone. No?
I'm looking at what my Warzone right now. It says 106.
Oh,
Okay,
so it could be there.
maybe it's the new one that's the new update that's coming in.
It could be
Because
Call of Duty and Warzone. maybe
I think
two.
it's both.
Yeah.
Because I
Okay.
just have Warzone. It's only 106.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's my highest one, but
Which
still, I
is
mean, I have
still
a
which
terabyte.
is still a lot for a game that only has
Right.
multiplayer, right? That's
Yeah.
That's crazy.
still a little crazy.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I have a lot of games, and that's
I,
insane, dude.
I mean, if you
at
really
this.
think about it, Fortnite has saved the world as well, right?
Oh yeah, they have
So
their actual game
so
mode.
if
Yeah.
they have that within 60 gigabytes, how is Warzone with it just multiplayer? Battle royale. How is that 106 gigs? That's just that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, because the Apex is only like 45, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, here's the question. So I know you play a lot of Apex, Boots. So if Apex was 250 gigs, would you have it on your
Yes.
Xbox? Yeah. See.
Yeah,
So
because
I'm
it's
like,
Apex.
I know there's Warzone players that's literally all they play anyway. So it's kind of like I don't care what size it is, I'm gonna have it on there.
I mean, unless it gets to like 500 gigs and you're still on an Xbox One while everyone's on an Xbox, Xbox X, so it's just it
Yeah.
depends, I guess, because not everyone's gonna right away go to the next generation. What if these games start becoming
It's gonna take a while. Yeah.
yeah, so it's a little bit of a wait for some people, and they're not gonna go get a new Xbox if it's not the newest generation. So they're gonna have to be with that, or just an external hard drive. I mean, that's always a great option for any gamer.
But did you see how much the Xbox external hard drive is?
No, no.
I think I forgot how many gigs is it, but it's $250.
Oh, I mean, you could always get they sell like 2 terabyte ones, right? For
Half the price of the Xbox.
Yeah, exactly. I think it is. I think it's an extra terabyte. I'm not sure what's the size of it, but it's $250. So if you buy that, like that's $800 already just the console. And
might as well get a
Oh,
PC at
that's
that
insane,
point. Definitely get a PC at that point.
No,
right?
well, I mean, especially if you have Game Pass, you might have a lot of games downloaded at once.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think I have almost near a terabyte of games. Yeah, just from strictly Game Pass. Like I download games from Game
Yeah.
Pass just to download them just because they're on there. So yeah.
I have 12 games on my console right now, and I only have 100 gigabytes left.
okay,
Yeah.
so you probably can download Fortnite.
No. I thought I had it, but no, I don't.
Yeah, man. No, it's crazy. And no, you made a really good point, Serge. I hadn't thought about that. That as games are starting to be created for the newer consoles, they're gonna get bigger in size. They're gonna
Yeah, I mean they
be
have to be. Yeah.
yeah. That's insane. I didn't think about that.
I mean it's a never ending cycle, right? It always
Yeah.
ends up being that
Right.
way. At beginning it's probably going to be a little low compared to the size you're going to get for your Xbox or PC or PS. But slowly and surely, just as this generation, because I mean, I feel like this generation of consoles was a little shortened. The time was a little shortened compared to, I mean, I guess from the original Xbox and PlayStation 1 to 2 and Xbox 360, right? So how long has it been? Maybe 7 to 10 years? I don't even know how many years it's been since the 360 and PS3, PS4ish, I guess.
I don't know. I know it's been. I think it's like 5-6 years since the last
Yeah.
console dropped.
Yeah, so it all depends, I guess. It's just cycle that the games just always get bigger and bigger. So
Yeah. So we'll see. The hard drives need to get bigger too.
yeah, definitely.
All right. And then last thing I want to touch on gaming news. It was really cool to see AOC, so political senator for New York. She was streaming Among Us on Twitch with a bunch of other big name streamers. So we had who was there? Myth. Uh, you said Pokimane.
Toast.
I think
Toast. This guy's
Corpse, and a
Toast.
few other.
Dr.
Yeah.
Lupo. Yeah. So there's a bunch of people streaming and it was actually really fun to watch. They were streaming to bring awareness to voting. So I want people to get out there and vote. And obviously she's a Democrat candidate, but the stream itself it didn't really get political. It was
Yeah.
just them having fun. And to bring awareness in general. So it was really neat to see like a political person on Twitch. I think that's the first time I have seen it other than like just talking podcast where people
Yeah.
are literally talking about politics or something. Like
Yeah.
this is the first time I saw a celebrity from politics being in there. So what does this mean for gaming? Do you think gaming is going to be a new media for political ads or for having people of like political fame on there?
Hope Yeah, hopefully not political ads, because that's something no one wants to see. That whatever side you're on, that
Yeah.
doesn't matter. But just the fact that someone from from a government is playing video games and relating to gamers, because gamers it's a huge community. It's a huge community that you can target,
Hmm.
especially younger generation, and it's just great to see. It almost remind it was I think it was the highest watch stream since the Drake and Ninja stream,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken. Because it's history. It is history, gaming history. Just like the day then the Ninja and Drake kind of streamed together, it's just kind of breaking barriers. Gaming kind of keeps breaking barriers, and maybe it'll lead to more people coming on and creating kind of a community that does care about politics, because sometimes the gaming community can be a little bit, I guess, like oblivious to what's going on in the other rest of the world. So it's great to kind of see that they're kind of mixing both worlds together, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like since everything is political right now, I think like every 4 years, like if the streaming, like we're gonna get like ads and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
it's. I mean, I don't know what's like the process of like getting ads on there, but if you really think about it, like how many people are there, like on streaming services, or how many people watch? You watch like Ninja with like I don't know 40,000 people watching, so you throw an ad on there,
Yeah.
it's gonna hit a lot more people. You know what I mean? And like, and you're gonna attract the younger generation, which a lot of younger generations don't vote.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So I mean, I know they shouldn't, but eventually I think they will though.
Yeah. I think you're right because like the other day I'm just watching Hulu and then I got hit with a political ad. I was
Oh,
like, oh
they're so annoying.
dang, yeah. So
Yeah.
like they're gonna tap in. They're gonna realize that there's all these people on Twitch and they're gonna start doing it on there too.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, that kind of sucks. But I think in general the fact that they're thinking of the gaming community as a big crew, like an actual community. Like this is a group that we need to tap into. I
Right.
think that's good. I think that's bringing relevance to these people to that are they're streaming and the people that are watching.
Yeah, and that shows a lot of, I guess, growth from the government and all that. Because before, people used to always have a bad rap for gaming. Like gaming only caused
Yep.
shootings and people and all this, hate and just and it's the complete opposite of that. A lot of people use it as a getaway. So, just the fact that they're seeing that it's kind of a stress reliever for a lot of people. And just that it's nothing. There's no bad coming out of gaming, and it is kind of
Right.
just it's a big day. It was a big day for a lot of people. I know I was watching it, and I couldn't keep my eyes off of it just because it was fun just seeing personality, I guess, of a
Yep.
congresswoman. Definitely.
Yep. Yeah. So that wraps it up for gaming news. And this next section, we wanted to get into some of the scary games for Halloween. I was gonna touch on a few of the more popular horror games right now, and just see what you guys think about them. Um, First one I'm gonna start off with is actually Phasmophobia because we talked about it before, so we can go over it real quick.
Yep.
Awesome.
Um, have you guys played it yet? Do you guys like it?
Yes.
Haven't played it yet. I've
Okay.
seen a lot of streams. I've seen a lot of friends that I play with play it, and
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
awesome. I love it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the atmosphere is you honestly can't tell until you're in the game that like the atmosphere, just the noises and you can feel the cold. Like it's really weird with the sounds you can feel the cold like when the temperature goes down and all that stuff. It's just in general just the atmosphere is amazing. It's crazy how they do all that with the voice recognition and all that. It's just kind of
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's awesome.
I I think it's. I mean, it's still really popular right now with streamers, and that's because it's so. It's just fun to watch people get scared. I mean,
Right.
honest, that's what it is. But on top of that, it's. I like seeing a friend of mine who streams, Rico Matic. Follow him. Because he likes to stream and just play with randoms, so he
Yeah.
doesn't just play with his friends. And that game is really interesting when you're playing with random people, especially if they don't have a mic, because you can't like legit. I saw him; he was playing, and the other guy had like both flashlights, and he wouldn't give them
Oh
up.
no.
He's like, "Dude, give me a
That's
flashlight." And
hilarious.
yeah, so you'll always get trolls on there too. But I think it's a really good time, and it's even the graphics aren't that great. I think it's purposely made to look in that style of like an
Right.
older game, and it does a really good job with what it's trying to do. So
Definitely.
yeah, Phasmophobia is definitely a fun game, and I think it's already on top 5, for sure top 10 scary video games for people right now.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so that's definitely one that everyone can check out. It's a free game. It's pretty fun. The next one I wanted to get into was Amnesia. So, have you guys played any of the Amnesia games?
Never.
Heard
No.
of
Never.
them.
Okay. These Amnesia games are actually really scary. I played Amnesia. I forgot what it's called. I think it was the second Amnesia game. It was like 3 years ago. Um, and it's just a haunted house. You have to try to get out of the house. Yeah, and there's like different things that you have to do, and as you're playing, the story unfolds because, like the title says, you have amnesia, so you don't remember who you are. You're trying to figure out why you were there. At the same time, it's like a detective story, and then there's the horror aspect of it, and you're trying to get out. And there's multiple ways to end the game, and it's I think it's a straight like 3 hour gameplay, so it's pretty fun to try to beat the game in different ways.
Yeah.
But a new Amnesia game just came out in time for Halloween, and a lot of people are already talking about it. I haven't played the new one yet, but it's definitely going to be on my list to play, just because it's so fun. And
Yeah.
the scary aspect of this is the jump scares. Um, how do you
Where's
what?
the jump scares?
Yeah, it's always the jump scares. How do you guys feel about jump scare games?
Uh, yeah. I mean, they're scary. That's why. I mean, they brought it out in Warzone. They brought jump scares to Warzone, man. I mean,
Oh
I
yeah,
guess I've never played a game with jump scares personally, but from it happening in Warzone, every time you open a chest, I guess it like jump scares you randomly. So I guess definitely takes you with shock. I guess nothing else to
Dude,
say.
I so obviously if I play Apex, Call of Duty, I hate them. Like, cause like
the
you're
jump
so
scares.
focused in a game and like there's stuff going around and then you get that jump scare. It's terrifying. Like it's the worst thing
Yeah.
ever. But I love it when like I seen a couple friends of mine post videos and they get jump scared. Their reaction is priceless. So
Uh,
it goes half and half. I like it. I don't.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm with you. Like the jump scares, they're fun. Like it scares me in the moment, and then I'm like, crap, like it got me,
Yeah.
and then like I'll laugh it off and keep playing. Uh, I remember. So I was gonna talk about this game, Five Nights at Freddy's,
Mhm.
because that game ends in a jump scare every single time. If you die, it's a jump scare,
Yeah.
right? Like that game was so dumb. Did you guys ever play Five Nights at
Never,
Freddy's?
never. But I always heard of it.
You
It's
never
been one of
played
the
it?
Uh-uh.
no. I
It was.
honestly never played any scary
Oh.
games. I mean,
Same.
zombie games, yes, zombie games for sure, but never anything besides zombies. I guess. And Phasmophobia is my first, I guess, scary game. I guess you can call it horror game.
Do you guys know the concept of Five Nights?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Don't you have to escape? Escape in 5 nights, right? Don't you have to
You have
es-
to survive 5 nights.
survive 5 nights? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It
So
was a
you're
big game
the
on mobile as well, right?
yes, yeah. So you're the security guard of it's basically like a Chuck E. Cheese,
Yeah,
and the little like animatronic dolls like come to life at night, and you have to like turn on lights and check where they're going,
yeah.
and like you're in your security room the whole time and checking, making sure that they don't move, they don't get to you. But when they do get to you, it's just
That's
a
crazy.
huge jump scare, and it just like screams in your face, and it's super loud in your ears. Yeah, that one. Yeah, that jump scare is probably the worst one in games because you're playing the game to avoid that jump scare the whole time.
Yeah, and then it
Yeah,
happens, and it
yeah.
gets you out of nowhere. Yep.
The game's actually really funny. I was reading about it. The guy that invented the game, he was originally trying to make a game for children,
Yeah.
but his like characters that he would make kept scaring kids. So someone told him, "Why don't you just try to make a scary game instead?" And he literally just like moved over the characters into a scary game, and it like got super popular, and he made
Wow.
bank off of it. But yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah, those are that's a fun game
Yeah, but
to
I'm gonna have to give that a try. I know I see it on mobile every time.
Right.
Just scrolling through my app store, so I'm gonna have to probably download it and see what it's about.
yeah, just play with your headphones in and the volume all the way up.
Right.
Um, I wanted to get into this real quick. So obviously with Halloween you have ghosts and all this, but I also wanted to talk about zombies.
Mhm.
Um, we know so many games. You guys mentioned a few already. Apex, COD, they got zombie mode. What is your favorite game zombie mode?
That's a hard question.
Does it have to be current?
No, it doesn't have to be here. It can be an old zombie game or zombie mode.
I mean, I'm gonna have to just go back to like Call of Duty, like Black Ops 1 or 2, with their
Oh, those
zombies
zombie
and
mode.
stuff like
Yeah,
that. But nothing recent. Just I just feel like I don't really play it just because I'd rather just play the normal mode. I
yeah.
hate
Okay.
zombies. It's just it sucks a little bit. But like if I have to go back, actually pick a zombies, definitely Black Ops 1 and 2, and probably my favorite map about them, all of them. This has to be like the I'm not sure if you guys know like the snow one, where I think it's Steven Spielberg that's like a zombie.
Yeah, I think.
Like a
Yeah, no, yeah. I forgot the name, but yeah, I know which one with the lighthouse.
yeah, that
Yeah,
was cool.
yeah, yeah. For myself, that's a hard question because I love Left 4 Dead. Left 4 Dead is one of my favorite games of all time. Left 4 Dead was just a blast. You just play with your four friends. It was scary. You had to complete your little missions and get through 5 chapters of the game. That for sure definitely has some great memories. But obviously, I mean, like Boots said, Call of Duty has hit it on the head with zombies. They've had some failures in maps, but I mean, all their games have had good zombies. Um, for sure, Black Ops. I think a few of the other games tried zombies and didn't work out, but Black Ops specifically, obviously World at War back then, the original zombies.
Right.
My favorite map probably from Call of Duty would be called Horizon Drac. It was on Call of Duty Black Ops 3. It was the first map from there because the Easter eggs. I don't know if you guys have ever played zombies. I guess more in depth because yeah, you can do the whole rounds, but they also
Right.
have bosses and they have Easter eggs. You have
Yeah.
to pass Easter eggs in order to get the bosses, and that Easter egg was just amazing. You get to a boss and it was. You had to use the bows, different type of bows. You had to get all the 4 type of bows, and then you had to go into a boss round that you had to hide behind these pillars, and the boss would drop lightning, and then there was dogs and everything. It was just it was an insane boss battle, and just the fact that the Easter eggs in all the Call of Duties have been amazing, and the amount of work and their cutscenes and all that stuff is just amazing. Just how much detail they
Yeah.
put into them.
Right. Was it
All right.
that snow one?
It
Was
was
it
a
snow?
snow one. Yes, it was a
Yeah, I
snow
know
one on,
exactly what
a
you're talking
castle.
about.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that one had
that
amazing
was
Easter eggs.
great.
The Easter egg on that one was just
Yeah.
it was perfect. It was perfect. Yeah, you can play like you said, we could play zombies for 100 rounds and whatever, but
Right.
getting into the Easter eggs was the fun part because it created a mission and
Mhm.
yeah, but I mean a lot of good zombie games like you said Resident Evil's one that comes to mind.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Fortnite was originally a zombie game, right? That's Save the World was Fortnite.
Yeah.
The Fortnite Battle Royale didn't come out till 2 months after the original Fortnite came out. So just a lot of good zombie games. Hard to
Yeah.
choose, I guess.
What? So I know I was talking to you guys about this before. What do you guys think about Call of Duty making the was it Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War Zombies mode exclusive to PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 for 1 year? I thought that was so weird because zombies is like one of the like key modes of
Yeah, no, but
Black
I
Ops,
think
at least
I
to
think
me.
they said they were making one of the modes. I think it was a co-op mode only.
The
So it's
co-
not
yeah, the
it's not
co-op.
the original
Okay.
like
Right.
it's not the original normal zombies that will be exclusive because I don't think that'd be possible. People would probably riot and
I
uh,
wouldn't buy a game.
I mean if anything that I feel like that that kind of shows, I guess, what PlayStation is going for exclusive rights, and it feels like almost Xbox. When's the last time Xbox got anything exclusive to them? I feel like they're not even trying, or at least they're not trying to get these because they know the money's not in there. I don't
Yeah.
know. It's
No,
I
kind
I
of
mean,
mean
they had a Call of Duty before. I know
yeah,
that.
back
yeah,
then, back in 360, back
yeah,
Black
yeah, yeah.
Ops 1 and
Yeah,
2, they had it, but since then they really haven't tried,
they
or
haven't
at least
really done anything. Not that
yeah,
I know of.
No,
yeah,
and I mean they just bought Bethesda and they
yeah,
announced right away that they weren't gonna make it Xbox
yeah,
exclusive. They're
Right.
not gonna isolate the fans that play on other consoles.
yeah.
So yeah, they're definitely not going that
It's
route.
almost like
And
PlayStation's outbidding themselves, right?
right, yeah. And then if PlayStation is doing like a special game mode with Call of Duty, I was kind of hoping that Xbox would do one too, like a special one that's different,
Yeah.
right? So I don't know. We'll see if something like that comes about. But I just found that so weird that
I mean,
Call of
Call of
Duty
Duty.
would do that.
Yeah.
I mean, they Call of Duty has had exclusive rights with PlayStation for a while. For like I said, for since I would think 360. Xbox hasn't really had anything exclusive with Call of Duty. Because I think they get the maps, I think, a month ahead of us, right? I think on
Right. I
Xbox.
think it's like a month or two, which
So
is
and it's been
stupid.
and it used to be Xbox that would get them
Right.
ahead of PlayStation, but PlayStation obviously outbid them, bid them. I don't know how much money they pay them, but
Right.
I'm sure it's
yeah,
a
it's really
ton.
interesting. Yeah, well, it's a ton. That's what I'm saying. If Xbox probably figured it's not worth their money, PlayStation's out here outbidding themselves. So it's kind of like
Right. Yeah.
it goes back to that whole thing that Xbox just kind of taking a different route, and PlayStation they're still on the same grind. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I said this on the last podcast because I read something about it. So zombies and Warzone on Cold War is going to be free for everybody.
Oh, nice.
So you basically, if you buy the game, you're only paying for campaign and multiplayer.
Yeah, see, and that's great.
Yeah.
That's I think that's the way it should be. It kind of goes like you're giving them like what happened with Warzone. I mean, no one knew
Yeah.
Warzone was going to be a free game. They just went with it, and people are going to play it. It's going to become its own game, basically. Zombies.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and people spend money on it regardless.
Yep.
Some
Definitely.
people spend like I spent there's some girl I play with, and obviously Apex is free, but every time the new season or like these special edition like skins, she just dropped like $200
Oh,
on these
damn.
skins. That's what I'm saying though. You know what I mean? People drop like $200
Yeah.
for
Oh yeah.
to get like the heirloom and stuff like that. You know,
Oh
they're not
yeah.
cheap to get all the packs and to get the heirloom. And you can't imagine how many people got it the same day it came out. So
Yeah.
they're making their money back for sure.
Yeah.
That's
Then
true.
that goes back to the whole thing where it's like, yeah, if you tell someone, hey, spend $200 on this game, but it's free, or hey, spend $200 on this game, but you have to pay $60 in front to buy the game, they're
Right.
probably going to say no. It
Yeah.
kind of you're willing to spend money on something that you're enjoying and you're actually okay with dedicating your time because you're not forced to because you bought it. A lot of times you buy games and you're like, I bought it, I gotta play it, you know. So with free games, you really don't have that. It's just play what
Right.
you play. Yeah.
That's a good point. So yeah, we'll see. That's exciting.
Yeah.
That the new Warzone and zombies will be free. So oh, definitely. Hopefully, it's not another 100 something gigs, but we'll
Hopefully
see.
not.
Going back to the original question, zombie games. So my favorite zombie game, and this might just be the PlayStation fan in me, has to be Last of Us.
Hmm.
It was just a really good story,
Right.
and especially for a zombie game, Last of Us One, Last of Us Two, they're rated in the top like 3 games for PlayStation of all time.
Yeah.
So those are continuously rated up there, and so yeah, that'd be probably my favorite zombie game, and it's a lot different than all these other like zombie modes in zombie games. I think my favorite zombie mode would actually be Apex. I played Call of Duty a bit, but I didn't play it that much zombie mode with friends. I got into Black Ops a lot later,
Yeah.
and by that time my friends didn't really play anymore. So, but when I was playing Apex when zombie mode came out last year, I was really playing that a lot, and I found it really fun.
Yeah.
I really thought Apex Legends did a really good job on making zombies different, because
Yeah.
especially with you actually playing as the zombie once you die and trying to stop the people from getting to the ship, that was really cool. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, it's great to see a lot of companies. Zombies is so basic, so generic, but you can get so creative with it, right? It's
Hmm.
just the ways that people incorporate into their games is just really interesting,
Yeah,
and how they make it work, I guess. Yeah.
yeah, definitely. So then to end off on this Halloween special, just want you guys to touch on what some of your favorite scary games are of all time. I'll give you time some. I'll give you some time to think. For me, I think it would have to be Dead Space. Dead Space. I just remember playing it with friends at home. Like we had a projector and we just play like super close to it, and it was a single player game, but we just take turns whenever we would die, and we
Yeah.
were just like scared the whole time. And it was an alien game, so I guess it was kind of zombies. They're like alien zombies, and they eat you and stuff. And they had its own set of jump scares, but it was just a really like eerie environment. And that's why I really liked Dead Space. I thought it was a really cool story, just in general, and
Yeah.
just the scary part of it was like you're stuck in space and you're all alone,
Mhm.
and there's not like music or anything in the background. It's just like the absence of sound around you. So
Yep.
it was just so cool playing that. And I think a close second to that was Silent Hill for me.
Yeah.
And I mean, Silent Hill has been a lot of people have it as the best game of all time, actually. I didn't realize this. And the game came out back in like
Right.
97, 98, and
Yep.
it's still, it hits the top 10 list all the time for best video games. So again, Silent Hill is just a really well made game. And I think they're doing a remastered version soon that should be coming out for free.
That's
So I'm
awesome.
really excited about that. But yeah, so I think those are my top two like scary video games.
For me, the only one I actually remember playing, or honestly, I just recently started playing, has to be the Blair Witch. Uh,
The
so I
Blair
don't know
Witch
if
game.
you
It's
guys played
creepy.
it, dude. It is creepy because you're like in the forest, and like obviously I play with the lights off and have my headset on. You're in the forest. All you have is a flashlight and your dog. So it's crazy because you're like walking around the forest and stuff like that. Your dog starts growling, and like you turn your light and like you like certain parts where there's like a shadow figure there, and like, dude, you just get the chills from that. And I just love that, man. Like, and you're going around like destroying these like the like how do we know like the actual sign, with the two legs and the arms and the head. Like, dude, it's a pretty creepy game. So that's yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I mean, for myself, yeah, back to the games I guess I listed before. Left 4 Dead 1 for sure. Just so many good times on that game. I'm almost sad that Left 4 Dead 1 and 2 were both good, but it sucks that Valve doesn't make any threes. They don't make games, and they made Half-Life 1 and 2 and Team Fortress 1 and 2. So they never make a third game, but I'm always hopeful that they'll bring out a third. And I still play to this day, and every now and then I'll jump on there. It's not very fun with people always leaving, but
Yeah.
it was a great zombie. I mean, a scary game. I guess you could be multiplayer. You could be the Witcher and a bunch of these other scary the character. You could be the scary characters as long as, and then as well as be hunting them too. So just fun game, that and for sure COD.
Yeah. Those are all really good. There's just so many good scary
There's so
games out
many. Yeah.
there. Yeah, and I mean they're still making them. Like we were talking about Phasmophobia earlier. So yeah, and this will actually lead into our outros and recommendations for the week. Uh, because my recommendation for the week is actually a horror game. It's one that we didn't touch on right now. So the game is called Vampire, Vampyr. And if you're on PlayStation, it's free right now. It's free this month. I think on the other consoles it's like $5, so it's still pretty cheap. It came out 2-3 years ago. It's a really dope game. It's a single player, you play through the story, and it's about a guy who's a doctor who gets killed and turned into a vampire, and he's kind of torn between like being a doctor and trying to save people's lives and being a vampire, and you actually like play through the story, and you can be good or you can be evil. There's like multiple different ways to play out the story, and there's like dialogue and everything. It's just a really cool story in general. And with the backdrop of, I think it's like 1930s London, and it's just like foggy and creepy, and there's vampires everywhere, and it's a perfect game for Halloween. So definitely that's my recommendation for the week. Uh, yeah, go download Vampire. It's a really good game, and if you're on PlayStation, it's free. It's also on Switch, so you can get it on there too. So it's a really dope game to just try out if you want to just play through by yourself, and it almost plays out like a movie. Honestly, it's that cool.
It's
So yeah,
awesome.
that's my recommendation for this week.
For myself, I'm gonna probably go with Friday the 13th. I don't know if any of you have ever played it. It's
Yeah,
a pretty fun game. It's a little bit, I guess, what maybe 2, 3 years old.
Right.
And I still, I've played it here and there with my friends, and it's always a fun time. And you just have the local voice. So as a Jason gets near you, then it ends up just being, I don't know, it's fun, man. You have to get the car, and if you mess up the car, then it alerts them, and it's a fun game. And if you ever played it with, I think it's up to 6 people. I think it's 6 to 8 people, yeah. So it's pretty
Yeah.
fun. If you ever played it, yeah, give it a try.
To be honest, I don't even have one. I'm trying to look at my past games right now, and I cannot find anything.
playing right now.
What's up?
What are you playing right now a lot? What game are you playing right now?
I
a lot?
mean, the only game I'm playing is Apex, but so it's kind of hard because I don't play any more games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to like my past
Yo,
games
I mean,
right now. Like,
just do Apex Zombie Mode. That's a good one.
yeah, we can do that. So
Yeah.
yeah, my recommendation for the week will be Apex Zombie Mode. So it does end obviously in a week,
Yeah.
right before the new season starts. So if you guys haven't played it, it's awesome. So if you die, you basically your team stays alive. As long as your team stays alive, you'll be a zombie and you can attack people, you can kill people and all that, which is awesome. So I've seen people get like 20, 30 kills already in this game mode,
Yeah.
which doesn't count toward your stats, which is good because that'll be dumb.
That'd be ridiculous. Yeah.
Right, but I've won a couple games on it, man. It's just such a great game, and like there's like jump scares in there too. So you open a crate, either a spider or a zombie will pop out at you, dude. I've had a blast with that. So
Yeah.
that's my recommendation for the week.
That was really fun. Dude, the new season is looking dope. Did you see the teaser
Oh
for the
my
character on
god,
YouTube?
yes, I cannot
Yeah.
wait, dude. Season 7 is gonna be awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be dope. Definitely, if you haven't gotten into Apex yet, right now is a really good time to get into it. Right before the next season starts, especially. I mean, it's in a really well balanced state right now, and
Right,
it's better than ever. They just released crossplay. We touched about that before, so yeah,
correct.
yeah. I'm having fun with Apex right now too. So
Yeah,
yeah, that's a good recommendation. All right. So again, thank you all for joining us. We're QuickScope Podcast, and we're brought to you by Higher Passion Entertainment. We're Kiros, Boots, and Serge. Make sure to hit that like button. Leave recommendations in the comments. Let us know what you guys are playing, what you guys want to hear us talk about. And GG's.
GG's, though.
these guys.
See you guys.